Today, Violet has asked me to demonstrate some tips on how to get prepared for your mystery online. The first thing we want to do is we want to make sure we understand how the mystery works. You want to come into the store and purchase your online mystery cutting directions. Once you've gotten your directions, you can then pick your fabrics for the mystery. The fabrics require a background and 2 contrasting colors. As you can see here, we have picked this fabric for our background and 2 contrasting colors that somewhat coordinate. Try to stay away from large prints because they'll be cut up into smaller units. Large prints won't be as dynamic in this particular quilt. Once we have selected our fabric, there are a few things we want to gather before we start to cut. We want to make sure we have a nice size cutting area, a 24.5 by 6.5 inch ruler, or a long ruler to get our full length cut. Also helpful is Ziploc bags. Also, though you can use the smaller Ziploc bags, we recommend you use the gallon size. The advantage of using the gallon size is the fact that you will be able to put your completed units back into this bag. Once the units are sewn together, they're going to be larger than the first cut. So you want a little room so you don't have to kind of scrunch them into the bag. Also, get some scrap Post-it notes or paper and write out your clue numbers. There will be a total of 7 clues. And a highlighter is great for when we're cutting to make sure we don't lose our place and don't forget to cut something. Now what we're going to do is prepare to cut our fabric. Fabric number 1 in this particular quilt for us is this darker green. I'm going to set these aside for now. When preparing to cut your fabric, make sure that you always place the fold of the fabric towards you. Allow yourself room to cut and make sure that the excess fabric weight is not hanging off the table. That way it's not pulling away from you. Be sure to square up our fabric. And also, before cutting any project, make sure that your rotary cutter has a nice sharp blade in it. As we follow our instructions for cutting, whatever fabric color we're cutting at that time, which in this case is fabric 1, we're going to make all the cuts for fabric 1. Once I have all of the fabric 1 cut for clue number 1, I'm going to go ahead and lay it out in an area that's accessible for me to spread out in piles. This way, I'm sure that I won't overcut or undercut. Now that I have cut my clue for fabric number 1 and clue number 1, I can go ahead and highlight that on my page. That ensures that I don't accidentally cut something twice or that I forget to cut something. Often we get busy and have to walk away from our cutting area for a while. So this will help us stay on track and be diligent about what we're packing in each bag. Then I would move on to the next clue that uses fabric number 1. And proceed to do the same technique. So once I get those cut, I would add them to a stack with the next clue that corresponds. Once I have cut all of my fabrics that I need for each individual clue, I can then take my Ziploc bags and store them neatly in the bag. This will eliminate any possibility of me getting the units mixed up from bag to bag. Once the online mystery begins, what we will be doing is giving you weekly instructions of how to use each Ziploc bag. For example, next week will be our first portion of our online mystery, and we will give you instructions for clue number 1. We'll then tell you step by step and show you with demonstration how to put these units together to form a portion of the block. Feel free to give us a call at 757-547-2552 if you should have any questions regarding how to participate in the online mystery. Remember, it's only $10 to participate, and if you purchase your fabrics here at our location, You will also receive the online mystery instructions for free. That's right, you won't have to pay the $10. However, this is a great project to use fabrics right from your stash. We're always trying to use our stash up, so feel free to pull the quantity you need from your stash. Also, just a little tip, in the event that you don't have large cuts of fabric, because you will need a total of 4 yards of the background, keep in mind the quilt measures 74 by 98 inches, so it's a very large quilt, and that does not have any borders on it. So you can even enlarge the quilt more by adding decorative borders. But if you wanted, you could pull 4 1-yard background colors from your stash and not necessarily have to have a full 4-yard cut. That would make it a very scrappy look, and that's an option that many of us like to take advantage of. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call, and we hope you're going to enjoy the online mystery sponsored by Ms. Violet B. Sugarwater. Happy quilting and have a blessed day.